There's a new comic book on the shelves, and it's called Brotherman. This humorous book is created by Big City Comics, an Irving-based company. Jason and David Sims, the two principal founders of this year-old operation, describe the comic hero.
Brotherman is representing consciousness versus apathy. As you get to know Antonio Valor, who is Brotherman, he's the type of person where if he sees something going wrong, he'll stand up to that person and say, you shouldn't do this. And the thing that's funny about it is the other people, they don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear what you got to say. And that's the comedy in it. But the thing is, he's serious. He's not trying to be funny.
Can people of all ages, all races, male or female, identify with the comic book?
One question a lot of people ask is, was it designed for young black males my age? And I was like, no. I mean, the thing is, it's a reflection of things that we've experienced, but it's for anybody that can identify with it. And you don't have to be black to identify with it. You can just understand society. And I think anything that's done artistically and done well, regardless if blacks did it, whites, Hispanics, whatever, if it's done well and the human side comes out of it, it'll appeal to all people.
Each of the brothers has a different function. Guy Sims, who's a third brother from San Diego, sends the two written storylines and dialogue. David takes these notes and creates various cartoons to match.
Guy mails the story out. He'll mail it or fax it to us or call us over the phone and dictate it to us. Now I have the story on paper. I read it over. I get a feeling as to what's going to happen. And then in my head, I kind of piece together how many pages is this going to take. Then I pull out either my sketchbook or some paper or something like that. And I'll kind of rough out the pages. Then what I do is I kind of make little bubbles like, okay, here's where he's saying blah, blah, blah. Then from there, when I feel as though that's looking pretty cool, then I'll start sketching it out on the actual paper, and then I'll draw it.
Jason Sims takes care of the business aspects of Big City Comics, such as distribution, promotion, and seeing that the covers for the comic book are up to specifications. First, he starts with the original cover illustration. This is shot into a 4x5 chrome transparency. He then has a computer-generated file made which contains important text, the issue number, and a space for the artwork. These elements are combined and sent to the lab. Color separations are made and sent to the printer who produces the finished cover. Having moved from Philadelphia to Irving last June, the brothers have increased their distribution substantially.
We're close to 100, but then you break it down into black bookstores, comic book stores, and individuals. But that's a big jump from when we first came down here.
Bobby Harris, manager of Lone Star Comics Books and Games, feels that Big City Comics has done very well against the major comic book giants.
The one thing you have to note is the fact that it is an independent. Going against DC and Marvel and producing your own comic book without their name is a very hard thing to do and is hardly successful at all. We've probably sold about 50 of the Brotherman here, which would be comparable to Superman or Spider-Man for the Marvel and DC world.
Well, it appears that Big City Comics is enjoying success with its comic book Brotherman. If you missed the first two issues, you'll have the chance to see it when the third issue hits the stands in March. I'm Hillary Dane for About Town.